Varka is finally playable in early beta, and in this video, we're not just going to read his abilities off the screen, we're going to break down how every part of his kit fits together as a system. By the end of this video, you'll understand how Varka actually deals damage, how Gale and Stormward Charge work in real gameplay, why his team requirements are so specific, and which constellations genuinely change his flow versus which ones are just raw numbers. If you've been confused about whether Varka is a reaction DPS, a plunge character, or a burst carry, don't worry. By the end of this, his role will be very clear. Let's start with the basics, because Varka's base stats already tell you what kind of character he's meant to be. Varka's kit is built around raw attack scaling. His base attack is extremely high, and unlike many modern DPS characters, he's not designed to rely on reaction multipliers or niche elemental bonuses to function. At level 10, even his normal attacks already hit hard. His first normal hit sits at 129%, and his later hits are split into multiple damage instances, which already hints at sustained damage rather than single big nukes. His charged attack is also multi-instance, dealing 169% plus 91%, reinforcing that idea. Plunging attacks do exist, but this is important to understand early. Plunging is not his core gameplay. It's there, but once his skill is active, plunging is completely disabled, and that's intentional. Everything about Varka revolves around his elemental skill and its special state, Stormward Charge. When you tap his skill, Varka lunges forward, deals AoE Nemo damage, and enters Stormward Charge for 12 seconds. This state completely defines how he plays. Once Stormward Charge is active, several rules immediately apply. First, plunging attacks are disabled. Second, his normal attack damage is increased. And most importantly, his normal and charged attacks become dual elemental. While in Stormward Charge, every normal or charged attack always deals a Nemo damage, plus a secondary elemental damage type if your party contains a Pyro, Hydro, Electro, or Cryo character. That secondary element is chosen based on party presence priority, and it cannot be overridden by infusions. This is a fixed conversion built directly into his kit. You're not reacting, you're converting. Now, if one of those non-NMO elements is present in your party, Varka gains access to a special skill called 4 Winds Ascension. 4 Winds Ascension has limited uses and its own 11-second cooldown. It deals both the Nemo damage and the corresponding elemental damage. But more importantly, Varka can consume uses of this skill to perform a special charged attack called Azure Devour. Azure Devour does not consume stamina, hits multiple times, and deals both the Nemo and the corresponding elemental damage. This is the heart of Varka's damage loop. And this is where his design becomes crystal clear. Varka is not meant to jump, disengage, or reset once Stormward Charge is active. He is meant to stay grounded, keep attacking, and continuously convert his normal attacks into stronger actions through 4 Winds Ascension and Azure Devour. In Stormward Charge, his normal attack hits and follow-ups have their own dedicated multipliers. For example, his first Stormward normal hit sits around 161%, with later hits and follow-up instances reaching into the high double and low triple hundreds depending on the attack. His elemental skill has a base cooldown of 16 seconds, and 4 Winds Ascension sits at 11 seconds, which means proper sequencing is critical. You're rewarded for staying on field, maintaining pressure, and chaining actions cleanly. This is sustained DPS design, not burst dumping. Compared to his skill, Varka's elemental burst, Northwind Avatar, is relatively straightforward. It consists of 2 hits, dealing 606.5% and 326.6% damage at level 10. It has a 15-second cooldown and costs 60 energy. If a Pyro, Hydro, Electro, or Cryo character is present, the first hit converts to that element based on priority. The key thing to understand is this. The burst adds damage, but it does not replace or redefine his gameplay loop. Varka is not burst-centric. His skill remains the engine of his kit. His passive is where Varka's kit fully comes together. His first major passive, Dawn Wind's March, directly converts attack into damage bonuses. For every 1,000 attack, Varka gains 10% a Nemo damage bonus and 10% of the matching elemental damage bonus, capped at 25% total. This means stacking attack doesn't just increase raw numbers, it actively fuels both halves of his damage. The same passive also enforces team structure. If your party has at least 2 Anemo characters, or at least 2 characters of the same Pyro, Hydro, Electro, or Cryo element, then Varka's Stormward damage, including normals, charged attacks, Azure Devour, and 4 Winds Ascension, deals 140% of its original damage. If you meet both conditions at the same time, 2 Anemo and 2 matching non-Anemo elements, that multiplier jumps to 220%. That's massive. And it's not optional. Varka is designed to reward intentional team building, not flexible reaction soup. His second passive, Wind's Vanguard, rewards Swirl. Whenever nearby party members trigger Swirl, Varka gains stacks of Azure Fang's Oath. Each stack increases his damage by 7.5%, lasts 8 seconds, and stacks up to 4 times, for a total of 30% bonus damage. These stacks refresh easily with consistent Swirl triggers, making Anemo teammates incredibly valuable. After completing his Hexerai quest, Varka gains Hexerai Secret Rite, which reduces the cooldown of 4 Winds Ascension by 1 second whenever his normal attacks hit enemies during Stormward Charge, further tightening his loop. Varka's Constellations don't change what he does, they change how smoothly he does it. At C1, entering Stormward Charge grants an extra use of 4 Winds Ascension, and he gains a buff that allows his next 4 Winds Ascension or Azure Devour to deal 200% damage. Same gameplay, better timing rewards. C2 is a massive damage spike. Every time Varka uses 4 Winds Ascension or Azure Devour, he triggers an additional AoE Anemo strike equal to 800% of his attack. This dramatically boosts his sustained DPS. C4 adds team utility. When Varka triggers Swirl, nearby allies gain 20% Anemo damage bonus and the corresponding elemental damage bonus for 10 seconds. And C6 fully unlocks his flow. For Winds Ascension and Azure Devour can chain without consuming uses for short windows, and every stack of Azure Fang's Oath now grants 15% crit damage. At this point, his rotation becomes nearly continuous. When you step back and look at everything together, Varka is very clearly defined. He's a grounded, sustained on-field DPS built around attack scaling, elemental conversion, and structured team compositions. He's not reaction-focused, not plunge-based, and not burst-dependent. If you enjoy characters that reward commitment, clean rotations, and constant pressure, Varka delivers exactly that. If this breakdown helped you understand what Varka actually brings to the table, consider subscribing for more in-depth character analysis like this. More is coming, and I'll see you in the next one.